This is an example of creating an endnote or footnote citation for an academic book using the Chicago Manual of Style. Okay, I'm going to start with showing you how to create an endnote citation for an academic book. Now, what I have up on the screen right now is a book record from Summit. And this could be a book record from the actual library catalog as well, or you could be using the actual print book itself to come up with or locate the elements for creating the endnote citation. Okay, but at this point I just want to point out to you the elements that you need to create that book citation. Okay, so the first thing that we need to identify is the author. In this case, it is Christopher J. Olson. And then we need to identify the title of the publication, which in this case is The American Civil War, A Hands-on History. And then we need to locate the place of publication. Now, unfortunately, in this particular record, we are not seeing the place of publication. So this is something we would have to refer to the actual book to find that place of publication. That should not be that complicated to look in the book to find the place of publication. All right, then we need the publisher, which in this case is Hill and Wang, and then we need the date of the publication, which in this case is 2006, and then we need the inclusive pages that we are using from the book. Okay, so those are the elements that you need to create a book citation for an endnote in CMS style. Okay, now on the next screen we are going to put all of this criteria together, or all of these elements together, and come up with an endnote citation for this particular item. Now that we have all of the elements and the criteria for creating the endnote or footnote citation, we need to compile the citation. Now the first thing that you need to do is you need to obviously know what number endnote or footnote this is. And then you are going to indent the first line and then identify or label the endnote or footnote citation. In this case, it is 1, and then it is superscript. So remember that. And then we list the author's name, starting with the first name, middle initial, and then the last name. In this case, it's Christopher J. Olson. Then we have a comma, and then we italicize the title of the publication, The American Civil War, A Hands-on History. And then in parentheses, we indicate the place of publication. In this case, it is New York. I did find that out. And then we have the publisher, which is Hill and Wang, comma, and then the date or year of the publication, which is 2006 in this case. And then outside of the parentheses, we have a comma, and then the page number in question with respect to this note. Okay, so that is your basic endnote or footnote citation for an academic book. Okay, let's say that this item was available electronically. The only thing that would change in this citation now is how you're viewing the item. That would be an addition to the citation. So you see here in the second citation, ProQuest eBrary. ProQuest eBrary is a collection of books that the library has electronically, and that's the provider. So they have their own sort of ebook interface that you would be viewing it from. So it would either be the title of the ebook reader or the title of the collection. In this case, it's the ProQuest eBrary. And the library actually has many other electronic collections. So you may be calling it something else. Don't get stuck with the idea or the concept that it is always going to be the ProQuest eBrary. The ProQuest eBrary is a very large ebook collection that the library has, but it's not the only one. So it may be something else. Now, with the last citation here, this is if you find something freely available on the internet, okay, you would need to then include the URL and then the date the item was accessed. This is if it's a book, okay, and we have found it freely available on the internet. We then provide the URL and then the date it was accessed. Okay, so these are some simple instructions for creating an endnote or footnote citation for an academic book. Please contact me if you have any questions at all about creating an endnote or footnote citation using the Chicago Manual of Style.